Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of this tutorial series on jazz chord abbreviations. In this episode we will be looking at 13ths and 6ths. The difference between a 6th and a 13th is the other notes that feature in the chord. A C6 would look like this, whereas a C13 would look more like this. You've probably guessed by now, but the 7th in every 13th chord is a minor 7th unless you see MAJ before it. As for the 6th or 13th, it is always assumed to be a major 6th unless if it's specified with a flat before, much like how a 9th is assumed to be major unless specified. The confusion can therefore occur in chords such as C minor 13 or C minor 6, where the 6th remains major, so A natural, even though a minor scale would typically contain a minor 6th. If you want a minor 6th in the chord, you might come across something more like this. As with an 11th chord, a 13th chord contains a lot of notes and therefore would usually have some notes omitted. The most important notes in a 13th are the root, 3rd, 7th, and 6th or 13th. The 9th can also be included, as can the 5th. However, the 11th is typically omitted. For some instruments like guitar and piano, the root can even be omitted, if it's covered by the bass, for example. So 6ths can't have other notes like 7ths or 9ths, right? Well, mostly. A 13th typically implies that notes like the 7th and 9th would be included, whereas a 6th is usually just added to a more basic major or minor chord. However, there are some chords that exist, such as 6 add 9, and major 7/6 or major 7/6, which is the second arpeggiated chord in Joe Satriani's Always With Me, Always With You. Although these look daunting, they are fairly self-explanatory when you read them. C6 add 9 is a C major chord with a 6th and a 9th added. C major 7/6 is a C major chord with an added major 7th and a 6th. The only real difference between a C major 7/6 and a C major 13 is that a C major 13 can include the 9th, one of the more optional notes, whereas a C major 7/6 specifically does not include the 9th. Remember that C minor 6 add 9 works similarly to a C minor 6 and a C minor 9, in that the 3rd becomes minor, but the 6th and the 9th remain major, as we always assume them to be major unless if they have a flat before them. Thank you for watching. In the final episode we will be recapping everything we learnt, applying them to some extreme examples, and looking at alt chords.